Have you ever wondered why your gentle sleeping furball suddenly turns into an uncontrollable blur of energy at 3 a.m., ricocheting off the furniture and racing across the walls? Or why they bat around a simple toy mouse with such calculated, chilling brutality before abandoning it next to your slippers? The answer isn't a quirk in your cat's personality. It's locked deep inside their DNA. Unlike dogs, who have undergone millennia of radical selective breeding, where humans actively rewired their brains and bodies to transform them from wild wolves into herding collies, retrieving labs, and lap-sized pugs, cats are practically untouched by human hands. They are pure, ancient predators that have barely changed since the days they stalked the grain stores of ancient Egypt. Genetically, your house cat shares roughly 95.6% of its DNA with an Amur tiger. While they obviously don't share the exact same daily behaviors, that raw biological blueprint of a jungle apex predator is still actively running the show in your living room. Genome studies published in the journal Nature reveal a startling reality. Domestic cats show far fewer genetic traits associated with domestication syndrome compared to dogs, horses, or cows. They aren't hardwired for obedience, and their brains haven't shrunk to accommodate human commands. Cats are what scientists call self-domesticated. Thousands of years ago in the Fertile Crescent, they didn't come to human settlements because they were tamed. They came purely for the benefit of hunting the endless supply of rodents that plagued our agricultural grain stores. We didn't master them. We simply signed a mutually beneficial non-aggression pact. They kept the mice away, and we let them stay warm. Because of this, their wild instincts remain completely intact. When your cat suddenly freezes, staring intensely into an empty corner of the ceiling, they aren't seeing ghosts. Their sensory equipment is purely predatory. Their vision, aided by a reflective layer called the tapetum lucidum, is tuned to detect the slightest micro-movements invisible to the human eye, and their swiveling ears can pick up the ultrasonic frequencies of mice inside your walls. What we jokingly call the midnight zoomies is actually a frustrated release of pent-up hunting energy. In the wild, a cat would travel miles every night to find prey. Their brain is strictly hardwired for a survival cycle. Stalk, attack, kill, eat, groom, sleep. If you remove the first 3 steps and simply replace them with a bowl of dry kibble, the predatory instinct doesn't just vanish. It boils over and explodes in the middle of the night. This isn't a random whim. It's the voice of millions of years of evolution from the African wildcat, Felis libica, still echoing loudly in your pet's mind. To a cat, you are just a roommate in their hunting territory. The absolute biggest mistake cat owners make is trying to understand their feline companions through dog logic. Your cat doesn't love you the way a dog does, and honestly, that's exactly the point. A dog looks at you and sees the pack leader, an authoritative figure they are desperate to please. A cat looks at you and sees a remarkably large, incredibly clumsy, and completely inept fellow feline. When your cat brings you a half-dead mouse, a stunned bird, or even just a mangled stuffed toy and drops it at your feet, it is not a thank you for buying premium wet food. From an ethological standpoint, this is an act of survival training. In the wild, mother cats bring wounded, slow-moving prey to their kittens to teach them how to deliver the finishing bite and survive on their own. Since your cat has never seen you successfully hunt so much as a fly, they have made a highly logical, slightly pitying conclusion. You are a hopeless, overgrown kitten who is eventually going to starve to death without their direct intervention. They aren't gifting you, they are trying to school you. The same misunderstanding happens when they constantly rub their faces against your legs or furniture. Cats have specialized scent glands located on their cheeks, their temples, and at the base of their tail. When they rub against you, a behavior known as bunting, they aren't just giving you a fluffy hug, they are actively dousing you in their unique pheromones. They are creating a group scent, literally telling the rest of the world, this giant, hairless creature belongs to my specific territory. It is safe, and it is mine. And then there is the famous feline purr, We naturally assume it's a universal sign of pure bliss, but biologists have found that cats also purr heavily when they are severely injured, giving birth, or completely terrified. Here is the mind-blowing part that bridges pet ownership with cutting-edge science. The frequency of a cat's purr, which ranges steadily between 25 and 150 hertz, has actually been intensely studied by researchers at NASA. Why? Because those exact acoustic frequencies have been medically shown to promote tissue regeneration, reduce swelling, and significantly improve bone density. When your cat lies heavily on your chest and purrs like an engine after your stressful day at work, they aren't just trying to keep themselves warm, they are literally performing a session of targeted bioacoustic therapy on you. They sense your physiological stress, your elevated heart rate, and they are trying to heal you, exactly as they would attempt to heal a wounded pride member in the wild. But this incredible therapeutic bond rests on a razor-thin line of trust, and humans cross it all the time without realizing it. You probably know the ultimate trap. Your cat rolls onto their back on the rug, exposing their incredibly soft, fluffy belly. You reach out for a gentle pet, and a fraction of a second later your hand is caught in a painful vice of fangs and rabbit-kicking back claws. Why the sudden violent betrayal? Actually, they didn't betray you. You broke the fundamental rules of the wild. The belly is the absolute most vulnerable spot on any mammal, housing all the vital soft organs. When a cat shows you their belly, they are communicating through body language. I trust you and this environment so much that I am comfortable exposing my weakest, most fatal point. Reaching in to physically touch it is immediately perceived by their nervous system as an ambush. You violated feline diplomatic protocol, and they reacted instantly, triggering the exact same defensive raking reflexes that saved their ancestors from being disemboweled by leopards and hyenas. To understand a cat, you must understand their ecological paradox. They are highly lethal apex predators to a mouse, but they are also small enough to be potential prey for larger animals like coyotes or eagles. This dual status of predator and prey explains almost everything about their home behavior. It's exactly why they have an obsession with vertical space. When your cat climbs to the top of your kitchen cabinets or the highest shelf in the living room, they are seeking a strategic vantage point. High ground means safety from ambush and a perfect view of any potential prey below. A cat on the floor is an anxious cat. A cat on a shelf is a confident sovereign. Another profound mystery is the slow blink. If you ever notice your cat looking at you from across the room and slowly closing and opening their eyes, congratulations, you've just received the ultimate feline compliment. In the harsh world of wild predators, a direct, unblinking, wide-eyed stare is a clear challenge to fight. This is why cats notoriously ignore desperate, staring cat people and immediately flock to the one allergic guest in the room who is desperately trying not to look at them. To a cat, ignoring someone is the height of politeness. A slow blink is a deliberate lowering of defenses, a way of saying, "I know you are there, and I am not afraid to close my eyes in your presence." Your cat isn't just a pet. They are a highly advanced biological machine running Pleistocene-era software on 21st century hardware. They respect your boundaries only when you prove that you can respect theirs. Understanding these wild mechanics doesn't make your relationship colder or more distant. Realizing that an ancient predator, equipped with millions of years of sharpened survival instincts, actively chose your lap to sleep on is the highest compliment nature can possibly give a human. You don't own a cat. You were accepted by a predator. If you want to know how your cat's specific tail twitches betray their next attack or why they are so famously terrified of harmless cucumbers, let me know in the comments below. Next time, we'll decode the secret language of ears and tails.